Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, praise the Most High. Bashem Shai. Yeah, yeah. Genesis chapter 49, verse 14. Issacar is a strong ass couching down between two burdens. And he saw that rest was good, and the land that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulder to bed, and became a servant unto tribute. Shouts out Issacar, Mexico. Yeah, we be working hard, getting extra dough. I got Pete, that rest is good, and it's pleasant though. This kid work hard like Issacar, Mexico.
Todas las danzas son del noroeste de África. Nosotros elegimos esa región porque nos dimos cuenta a través del internet que los esclavos que fueron extraídos de allá llegaron hasta acá, a nuestro pueblo, a Collantes, y entonces empezamos a indagar y retomamos esas danzas. Seguimos bailando porque intentamos dar a conocer nuestra cultura y a través del baile nosotros pretendemos invitar, atraer a los jóvenes para que se unan a nosotros y así consolidar nuestra cultura, consolidar nuestra propia identidad como pueblo negro. A mí me encantaría que los pueblos negros sean reconocidos para que con eso exista una igualdad de derechos y así que nosotros nos sintamos orgullosos de ser negros y que también lo transmitamos. Y pues así va a ser a todo dar porque vamos a estar contentos todos.
Khan, all praises to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We here for another one. My name is Brother Zaid. I got Brother Yesharon. And this is the fifth installment of the 12 Patriarchs, Jacob and the 12 Patriarchs. And we're going to be going over tonight our forefather, Brother Issacar. And so we are, well, with this installment, with this series, we've been going through each brother and their testament and how it relates back to the forefather Jacob and what he said would happen to his 12 sons in the end time. And so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started. We're not going to waste any time. You can go ahead and get me those three precepts, not those precepts, but those three scriptures that we had to open up with in the introduction.
All right, so the book of Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. So then we're going to go to the book of Genesis, chapter 49, and we're going to start at verse, I think it's 13, real quick. All right, the book of Genesis 49 and 14. And it reads, Issacar is a strong ass, couching down between two burdens. And when he saw that rest was good, and the land that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulder to bear, and became a servant unto tribute. All right, so then we're going to jump to the book of Genesis, Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 37. And like we were discussing, me and the brother were discussing earlier, according to the 12 tribes chart, in this hemisphere, the Mexicans, so-called Mexicans, will be the children of Issachar. We ain't talking about all of the Mexicans, because we do know that there are some Spaniards mixed in over there. But the children of Israel are the tribe of Issachar are the Mexicans, right? And the reason that we say that, because they don't even know, a lot of them don't even know. They call themselves Mexicans just like we call ourselves Americans. But that's part of the curses. Genesis, Deuteronomy 28 and
36.
37 says, "And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee." So again, the byword is Mexicans. The byword is wetbacks, just like they call us niggas. Niggas.
Yep.
Call them wetbacks or spicks. You know what I'm saying? Those are
Yep.
bywords. Those are not the words that the Most High God named us of what He calls us. These what these other nations put on us, right? And
Con.
we took it and ran with it. I'm a Hispanic. That make no sense. You know what I'm saying? And it's telling you in the name who was your oppressor, the Spaniards. That's why they beat
Yep.
Spanish into you. The so-called English were our oppressor or are our oppressors. That's why we speak English. All right. And then also the book of Isaiah, chapter 65 and verse 15. And it reads, I went past it. Isaiah 65 and verse 15. And it reads, "And ye shall leave your name for a curse." The curses, those are part of the curses that was poured upon our people. It says, "And ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen." Who are God's chosen people? Hey, I'll grab this real quick. Isaiah 44 and verse 1. "To my chosen." Because all these other nations know who they are. They never left their names, right? These other nations never left their names. We left our names. We speak another language. We speak a foreign language. We were not speaking English when we got off of those slave ships. You got that up?
Con. Yeah. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 44, starting in verse 1. Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. Thus saith the Lord that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou, Yeshurun, whom I have chosen.
Boom.
For I will.
That's it. That's
Con.
it. So when it says Yeshurun, that just means Israel, right? So it says, "And ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen." Unto my chosen. We just read what break means. Well, the chosen is the children of Israel, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, or Taino Indians. "Shall slay thee and call his servants." We read that in Isaiah 44. "His servants by another name." Puerto Rican, Mexican, African Americans, you know what I'm saying? Black,
American.
colored,
Yeah.
all these names. God, that was prophecy. That was a curse. So when people carry these names proudly, like I'm African American proud, they don't know that they're being proud. They're proud of being cursed. They're proud of
Mm.
carrying a byword that God put on you for a curse to punish you. You
Con.
should be embarrassed walking around here, being proud for walking around here with our slave master's last name. That don't make no sense.
Con, yeah, and to your point, like you said, even the flags,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of these,
Right.
I'm saying, Haitians and so forth and so on, they represent these flags so hard,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't even know that this is a byword, this is a curse, this is a product of the curse that was placed
Product
upon you,
of the
and you
curse.
have accepted it with a pride and what I'm saying, like like a pride about it, what I'm saying, that this is who
Mm-hmm.
I am, and and not even understanding your true history.
Your true
So,
history. And,
huh?
and and that's what it is. They don't know the true history. So it's like you repping your captivity. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? And that's
yeah.
not a good thing. You got that flag in your rear view mirror, and
Mm,
that's your captivity. That signifies your captivity. Because what did our foreparents say? If I choose not Israel above my chief joy, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth.
my mouth. Yeah.
That's address. I'm not choosing nothing else but my homeland. I'm not choosing. You will never see me with an American flag nowhere on my body. If I buy a piece of clothes and they got an American flag on the
On the little
tag,
tag,
I
we'll
ain't
rip it
getting it.
off.
I remember my son. This was years ago when I first came into the truth. I took him to the store and I let him go in and pick his own clothes. Right, I'm sitting in the car. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Let's make him feel like a big boy. Right, he just had turned 13. Just made him a couple dollars, and he comes back out the store with some jeans and he had a shirt with an American flag. And we pulled off. I'm driving. Let me see what you got. He pulled that shirt out the damn bag with an American flag. Oh no, you got your receipt? Yeah, why, man? We finna take that bike. That's got to get up out of here. And it had
Yep.
to go. We not repping that. We don't pledge nothing but to the Most High God.
Mm.
All right, I don't want to
Ah.
go off topic here. So Issachar it's in the Hebrew 5375, which means he will bring a reward. And that's another thing about our names. Your name is your attribute. Your name in Hebrew has a meaning. Your name in English has no meaning because the English language is a bastard language. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Which I'm gonna just say it is a bastard language. Go look that up on your own time. Go do your own research. All right, go ahead.
Khan. All praise to the Most High. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the testament of Issachar, the fifth son of Jacob and Leah. So we're reading from the testament of the 12 patriarchs. And so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So here's verse 1, and it says, "The copy of the words of Issachar. For he called his sons and said to them, Hearken, my children, to Issachar your father. Give ear to the words of him who is beloved of the Lord. I was born the fifth son to Jacob by way of hire for the mandrakes. For Reuben, my brother, bought in mandrakes from the field, and Rachel met him and took them, and Reuben wept. And at his voice, Leah, my mother, came forth. Now these mandrakes were sweet smelling apples, which were produced in the land of Haran, below a ravine of water. And Rachel said, I will not give them to thee, but they shall be to me instead of children. For the Lord hath despised me, and I have not borne children to Jacob. Now there were two apples, and Leah said to Rachel, Let it suffice thee that thou hast taken my husband. Wilt thou take these also? And Rachel said to her, Thou shalt have Jacob this night for the mandrakes of thy son. And Leah said to her, Jacob is mine, for I am the wife of his youth. But Rachel said, Boast not, and vaunt not thyself, for he espoused me before thee. And for my sake, he served our father 14 years, and hath not craft increased on the earth, and the wickedness of men prospered. Thou wouldest not see the face of Jacob. And so I want to just put a pin right here and stop right here because we want to tie it back into the scriptures in the Bible. So if you go to Salakia here, the book of Genesis, chapter 30, starting at verse 14, we can start to connect the pieces between this testament of Issachar, which a lot of people may say, oh, I don't follow, I don't read, I don't subscribe to that. Well, this is one of the ways that we know that the book is true because it ties back to the Holy Bible. And so it says here in Reuben, this is Genesis 30 and 14.
I got it out. I got it.
Okay, Khan.
All right, Genesis 30 and 14. And Reuben went in the days of wheat harvest and found mandrakes in the field and brought them unto his mother Leah. Then Rachel said to Leah, Give me, I pray thee, of thy son's mandrakes. And she said unto her, Is it a small matter that thou hast taken my husband? And wouldst thou take away my son's mandrakes also? And Rachel said, Therefore he shall lie with thee tonight for thy son's mandrakes. And Jacob came out of the field in the evening, and Leah went out to meet him and said, Thou must come in unto me, For surely I have hired thee, so like I have hired thee with my son's mandrakes. And he lay with her that night. And God hearkened unto Leah, and she conceived, and bare Jacob the fifth son. And Leah said, God hath given me my hire, because I have given my maiden to my husband. And she called his name Issachar.
So all praise to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob for connecting the dots between the Holy Scriptures and the 12 Patriarchs testament here. So we're going to go and move on to the second passage. Then appeared to Jacob an angel of the Lord, saying, 2 children shall Rachel bear, inasmuch as she hath refused company with her husband, and hath chosen continency. And had not Leah, my mother, paid the 2 apples for the sake of his company, she would have borne 8 sons. For this reason she bare 6, and Rachel bare the 2. For on account of the mandrakes, the Lord visited her. For he knew that for the sake of children, she wished to company with Jacob, and not for lust of pleasure. For on the morrow also she again gave up Jacob because of the mandrakes. Therefore the Lord hearkened to Rachel. For though she desired them, she eat them not, but offered them in the house of the Lord, presenting them to the priest of the Most High, who was at that time. So she didn't even eat them. She presented them to the Most High God, to the priest of that time. All right, passage 3. When therefore I grew up, my children, I walked in uprightness of heart, and I became a husbandman for my father and my brethren. And I brought in fruits from the field according to their season. And my father blessed me, for he saw that I walked in rectitude before him. And I was not a busybody in my doings, nor envious and malicious against my neighbor. I never slandered anyone, nor did I censure my life of any man, walking as I did in singleness of eye. Therefore, when I was 35 years old, I took a wife. I took to myself a wife, for my labor wore away my strength. And I never thought upon pleasure with women, but owing to my toil, sleep overcame me. And my father always rejoiced in my rectitude, because I offered through the priest to the Lord all first fruits. Then to my father also, and the Lord increased 10,000-fold his benefits in my hands. And also Jacob, my father, knew that God abided my singleness. Salakia, knew that God aided my singleness. For on all the poor and oppressed, I bestowed the good things of the earth in the singleness of heart. And now, hearken to me, my children, and walk in singleness of your heart. For I have seen in it all that is well pleasing to the Lord. The single-minded man coveteth not gold. He overreacheth not his neighbor. He longeth not after manifold dainties. He delighteth not in varied apparel. He doth not desire to live a long life, but only waiteth for the will of God. And the spirits of deceit have no power against him. For he looketh not on the beauty of a woman, lest he should pollute his mind with corruption. There is no envy in his thoughts. No malicious person maketh his soul to pine away. nor worry with insatiable desires in his mind. For he walketh in singleness of soul, and beholdeth all things in uprightness of heart, shunning eyes made evil through the error of the world, lest he should see the perversion of any of the commandments of the Lord. The fifth passage. I kept, therefore, my children, the law of God, and get singleness, and walk in guilelessness, not playing with the busybody with the business of your neighbor, but love the Lord of your neighbor. Have compassion on the poor and weak. Bow down your back unto husbandry, and toil in labors in all manner of husbandry, offering gifts to the Lord with thanksgiving. For with the first fruits of the earth will the Lord bless you, even as he blessed all the saints from Abel even until now. For no other portion is given to you than of the fatness of the earth, whose fruits are raised by toil. For our father Jacob blessed me with blessings of the earth and of first fruits. And Levi and Judah were glorified by the Lord, even among the sons of Jacob. For the Lord gave them an inheritance, and to Levi he gave the priesthood, and to Judah the kingdom. Khan.
Let me read something that you just read, and when it said he don't concern themselves with other people's basically business, right?
Yep.
First Peter chapter 4 and verse 15, it says, "But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matters." So it all ties back to the book.
Khan. So he's saying he really wasn't bothered with any of that. He was focused on husbandry, toiling, working, right? Singleness of mind, and that kept his mind from wandering on other people's business, right? Especially his brothers. If we read from the other testaments, how his brothers got caught up in fornication and all of these other type of extracurricular activities, so to speak, that led to sin.
Yeah.
So Khan.
And that's how we go off. You know what I'm saying? You're not worried about what you got going on. You worry about what everybody else doing except for what you do. And that'll lead you off the pathway towards the kingdom, being a damn ditch. All right, go ahead,
Khan. All right. We on the fifth passage, verse 8. And do ye therefore obey them, and walk in the singleness of your father. For unto Gad hath it been given to destroy the troops that are coming upon Israel. All right. Sixth passage. Know ye therefore, my children, that in the last times your sons will forsake singleness, and will cleave unto insatiable desire. And leaving guilelessness will draw near to malice, and forsaking the commandments of the Lord, they will cleave unto Beliar. And leaving husbandry, they will follow after their own wicked devices, and they shall be dispersed among the Gentiles, and shall serve their enemies. And do you therefore give these commandments to your children, that if they sin, they may the more quickly return to the Lord. For he is merciful, and will deliver them, even to bring them back into their land. The seventh passage. Behold, therefore, as ye see, I am 126 years old, and am not conscious of committing any sin.
What?
Khan, read that again.
Read that again.
Verse 1. Behold, therefore, as ye see, I am 126 years old, and am not conscious of committing any sin. So his mind is not on sin. He's not even focused on any of that. It's not even coming into his mind. Con, except my wife, I have not known any woman. I never committed fornication by the uplifting of my eyes. And that take me right there to behold not the look not on the beauty of another. Yeah. So a lot of times, brothers and sisters in this society is very challenging because this seems to be a running theme with the Judah, right? And a couple of other about the fornication. Yeah. And living in a society today where women are dressed scantily clothed. If you online, they barely got on any clothes. Your eyes tend to wander, even on the phones, even on the tablets. He's saying here that I never committed fornication by uplifting my eyes. Verse 3, I drank not wine to be led astray thereby. I coveted not any desirable thing that was my neighbor's. Guile arose not in my heart. A lie passed not through my lips. If any man were in distress, I joined my sides with his, and I shared my bread with the poor. I wrought godliness all my days. I kept truth. I loved the Lord. Likewise, also every man with all my heart. So do you, and also these things, my children, and every spirit of Beliar shall flee from you, and no deed of wicked men shall rule over you. And every wild beast shall ye subdue, since you have with you the God of heaven and earth. And walk with men in singleness of heart. And having said these things, he commanded his sons that they should carry him up to Hebron and bury him there in the cave with his fathers. And he stretched out his feet and died at a good old age, with every limb sound and with strength unabated. He slept the eternal sleep. Con. And so that's all praise to the Most High. He kept it short. He kept it sweet. He was straight to the point with a lot of good advice in this testament of Issacar. So all praise to the Most High, man. All praise. You got anything to say, y'all?
Yeah, I'm gonna just close out with Alabaster, but as far as we just read Issacar, yeah, man, he the part we say he lifted not up his eyes, even to look upon the woman. And that's what we gotta learn how to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what we have to do. Cause the enemy gonna come tempting you. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have to look at it. You can see it coming, but you're gonna see stuff, but then are you gonna the thing is stuff gonna go past your vision, but are you gonna gawk at it? Are you gonna just you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Stare. Yeah, stare. And like I said, I thought that was interesting that he mentioned that because yeah, man, forefather Issacar was on doing his thing, man, because he eschewed a lot of evil. Even considering him growing up, because you know how you grow up with brothers and you see them doing certain things and you kind of get involved or want to be a part of it. It says in here that he didn't really get involved with all of the things that his other brothers were getting involved with, so he kept himself to singleness of mind, meaning he was only focused on one thing. And that kept him away from a lot of stuff. And to most people, that might seem like a boring life. I'm gonna just be real with you. But at the same time, you choose you this day who you gonna serve. You know what I'm saying? Because if you get involved with all of these other things and letting wandering eyes and all of these things that he mentioned here, it can lead to your corruption and pollution. And so, yeah.
And he said he got along with everybody, you know what I'm saying? He have no enemies. He fed the poor. He was, he was keeping the commandments. And to make a long story short, he was keeping these commandments how we supposed to keep them and pass it on to his sons. So all praise to the Most High God for that.
Con.
All
So
right.
yeah, like I said, that's it. So go ahead and with the alabaster box.
All right. So with that being said, we're going to close out with alabaster box. Matthew chapter 26, starting at verse 6. Now, when Jesus was in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Jesus understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath brought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she hath poured out this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman hath done be told for a memorial of her. All praise to the Most High God for that. Again,
Con.
was the story of 12 patriarchs of Israel, Issacar.
All praises.
Kwame Esharala.
Quam, yes, sir, Raleigh. Yes, sir.